at the winery, we've got a wine called Good Karma, and proceeds from the sales of Good Karma go to Feed Ontario. We've donated well over 120,000 meals since we started.
Quarantine catch-ups, only on CorkScrewed TV.
It's been a while, Ed. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, these are extraordinary times, so we're getting used to a bit of a new normal here. How are things with you and the fam?
I think we are all trying to find new ways to continue to deliver an experience, because you got to remember, wine is not, it's not just, hey, I bought, the ketchup off the shelf. Wine is an experience. It's more than, just simply, buying it and consuming it. There's stories to be told. There's education around it. There's visiting places, and all of those things are gone. For me, the big thing with how it's impacted us is we're a very social business, and we meet people, we talk to people, we engage with people, we're connecting with people, we're sitting down and having dinners with people. All gone, right?
Yeah.
It's
well, I mean, we've all had to make some adjustments. So your episode premiered yesterday, and in the episode we talked about exactly that, the social aspect of it, and coming to visit the winery and meeting the staff and experiencing different food pairings and some of the different wines. And you started us with red and took us to white, and now everything is different. So for the viewers that just saw what a great experience it is to go to Flat Rock, what are you trying to communicate to people now? What should we do? How do we experience Flat Rock in these, for the next couple of months?
Well, I think what's super important is you continue to enjoy, and you try and find ways at home with your family to continue to enjoy it. And for me, the great thing is we seem to have more time. I worry about you remember the freshman 15 when you were in university? It's the COVID-19 right now, right?
Yeah.
19 pounds that I'm going to gain because I actually have a little bit more time to think about the food, to enjoy the food. And listen, shout out to those grocery people that are out there working and making sure we continue to have food. But it's a great opportunity to explore with wine and think about, when you look at the episode and I talk about reds before whites, right? Start exploring those things. Try and learn a little bit more while you have a little bit more time. My father-in-law will not drink red wine with fish, and I keep trying to break it down. It drives me crazy, right? Pinot Noir and salmon, which I think was in the episode.
Yes, I've done that.
Was what is one of the greatest food pairings on earth, right? So, maybe break out of the habits that you have and try something new.
Well, we've been doing that at home, and as you know, I have a lot of your Pinot and a lot of your Twisted. I'm a big fan of that. So we've been making meals, things that have inspired us through the episodes. I catch myself watching the episodes and mimicking some of the meals, and so we're having a great time at home experiencing those things on our own. And there's nobody to tell us if we're doing it right or if we're doing it wrong. It's really organic. We're left to our own devices to decide what we like and what we don't like, which is kind of refreshing.
I actually think that's the best way to go about it, right? Like, don't worry about what the preconceived notions or what you're supposed to do. Just enjoy and figure things out. Figure out what you like. Figure out what you don't like. That that to me is the best way to learn. Particularly I love cooking, and I never follow a recipe exactly to the T. I was like, I like this, or I'm going to add this, or these are some of the things that I like, and I crank it up, and you make it a little bit different.
Yeah. So your staff is still at the winery. How are you dealing with that?
Well, first and foremost, staff safety is most important, and our customer safety. So yeah, absolutely, we're I'll say still open, but you can't come in. The tasting room is closed. There's no experiences in that sense. You can certainly order curbside pickup. Give us a call. We'll walk it out to your car and we'll give it to you. We're doing a lot of direct-to-consumer orders, so you call us, online orders, and we'll ship it to your house. That seems to be the big new way. And what's super interesting about it is Canadians weren't really big internet wine buyers. I don't know why. In the US, it is a much bigger part of the US market. When I look at the US numbers, the numbers before this were much bigger as a percent of sales, wine sales in the US, than it was here in Canada. And all of a sudden, there's been a dramatic change to people buying wine online, direct from the wineries. And I think that's going to hopefully will be a change in habits that consumers have, because I don't think consumers knew that you can order wine, and a lot of times the delivery fee is waived, and if it's not, it's $10. You're right, like it's something super cheap, right? So I think it'll change the way people get access to wines.
Well, they talk about silver linings. That might be one of them.
Absolutely.
So what's the process? I go to Flat Rock Cellars, your website, and I can place an order right there?
Yeah, click buy now button, and it'll pop up all the wines that are available. Super simple. I want, one of these, 5 of these, whatever it is. It'll configure it all. You give us your email, credit card, all done securely. And, depending on where you are, a day or 2 days later, it'll show up at your doorstep.
And conversely, you can also, the phone line is open. You can call your number.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Someone will answer, and you can give them the order, give them your address, give them your credit card number. And
yeah, our team is here to make sure our customers still can get access to the amazing wines we make.
Well, that's fantastic news.
Yeah.
So you've also, a little shout out, you've also got a beer component. You've got Lager Shed.
Absolutely.
And that's going the same way. You can access.
Yeah, same thing. You can go to lagershed.com. You can order our beer. We make them. We focus in on lagers at the brewery, and we make amazing drinkable lagers. So if and in the local area, we'll deliver both at the same time, so you can get your beer and your wine needs all at the same time.
Well, that's why I mentioned it. Get a 2-4 and some bottles of wine, and you're good to go. Yeah.
And one of the things I'll mention on for both companies, we've got some amazing programs that I'll say for people that are in need or people that are helping us out. So here at the winery, we've got a wine called Good Karma, and the proceeds some of the proceeds from the sales of Good Karma go to Feed Ontario, which was formerly the Association of Ontario Food Banks. And so we continue to donate money, which gets converted into meals for people that are in need here in the province of Ontario. A lot of us are lucky; we still have our jobs. Not as fortunate for a lot of others, and there's a massive need for food for our food banks. And so we're super proud of that program. We've donated well over 120,000 meals since we started working with Feed Ontario.
That's amazing.
And that's obviously continuing. The other cool thing we're doing at the brewery is it's our Frontline Friends initiatives. And you can go to our social media, so Instagram, Facebook, nominate a frontline friend, so a doctor, a grocery worker, and we're going to buy them a beer. And so somebody, if you get nominated, we're going to buy you a 4-pack of our beer, and we hope to give out 25,000 beers in the next couple of weeks. So great program. Great program to thank our frontline friends. And so everybody in both companies are super proud of not just like we're really proud of the product we make and all of that kind of stuff. But in a time like this, we are super proud of hopefully the impact we are having on our community. In the case of the brewery, it is our frontline workers, and in case of the winery, it's those people in need that need some food through our food banks throughout the province of Ontario.
So a couple of bottles of Good Karma and a case of Lager Shed, and nominate someone, and we'll. There's an interesting dichotomy in as much as we're forced to separate these days. I do feel that there is a connectedness that's really surrounded us. We're all in this together, and we're all forced to deal with it in our own ways. But I think we're super aware of our neighbors. We're super aware of our communities, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens when we get through this. I think there'll be a renourished awareness of what it is to support your neighbor's business.
Yeah, and I hope that's the case, and I believe that will be. You know, our tagline at the brewery is forged in friendship, and you know, we've sort of redone the logo. We've got Sean on one side and Ed. Now we're separated, so it's Sean and Ed Brewing Company, and they're separated far apart. And you know, um, far apart but never closer together is the tag that we have for it during this time, right? And it's really true. You know, we are farther apart physically, but we are way more close together. And I'm not just saying that as a friend in the brewery, but we are never more. We have not been more together as a community, as a society, than we are right now, at least in my lifetime.
Awesome. Well, Ed, it's great to see you. You're looking great, and I miss you. I miss your passion, man.
Yeah, I miss you guys coming out here, hanging out, and having a glass of wine. So as soon as we can, let's do it. And you know, in the meantime, stay safe, be well, and take care of you and your family.
Yeah, you too, Ed. Looking forward to seeing you, and I'll be thinking about you while I'm having a good karma with a meal.
All the best, Ralph.
Cheers.